So Caitlin decided to take her passions all the way from South Carolina to the capital city. Of course, I had to try one of those famous sauces. That one's really good.
Yeah.
It's spicy. It's really spicy. These little plants seem harmless, but in just 6 short months, they will be the hottest peppers in the entire world. Right now, they're just babies hanging out here until they will be planted outside in the grass. The bill has received some criticism due to the fact that it does not provide any exemptions for cases of rape, incest, or fetal abnormality. Not only is the community dealing with this horrible tragedy, but parents are concerned for the safety of their children in this neighborhood. Proper precautions were followed and these doors locked immediately, only allowing people in with card access. The battle over abortion has been raging ever since the Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade decision in 1973, and the fight is now brewing in South Carolina. A bill was recently passed by the State House banning abortions at 20 weeks of pregnancy. Representative Wendy Nanny says this bill would bring her and anti-abortion advocates closer to their goal.
It allows the state to recognize that baby as a life.
The bill has received some criticism due to the fact that it does not provide any exemptions for cases of rape, incest, or fetal abnormality. Representative Nanny says this bill is a compromise, but Caitlin Wyatt, who works at Planned Parenthood, disagrees.
I don't think it's a compromise at all. This bill is just denying people their constitutional right.
Planned Parenthood is now collecting the signatures of people who oppose this bill. These signatures will be sent to state lawmakers.
It's just devastating to women who, figure out later on in a pregnancy that there's an issue where they need to have the ability to decide how they want to handle it.
Brooke Troxell agrees. Her cousin received devastating news during her first pregnancy. During the 20-week ultrasound, she learned the fetus would not survive.
I feel like she should have the right to choose how she's going to react to that and what her healing process needs to be. So she ultimately made the decision to terminate the pregnancy.
South Carolina Citizens for Life, however, say this bill is just what they wanted.
An unborn child has no more rights than a piece of paper. And so what we have to do is we have to, little by little, restore protection for the unborn.
Representative Nanny says she would not support a bill that would include exemptions.
I don't think it's our call or our judgment as humans to determine that somebody's life is not valuable enough.
A similar abortion ban passed the State House last year but died in the Senate. Anti-abortionists and pro-abortion advocates will have to wait and see who will win this year on the fight on abortion. For Carolina News, Sanne Rodriguez. At this makeshift memorial, Christina is grieving the death of her close friend. Christina says she was friends with Eric Washington since grade school.
Somebody asked him to do something, he would do it. He never downed nobody. He was just, I can't explain it. He was the best person in the world.
3 days ago, the 17-year-old was gunned down in T.S. Martin Park in Columbia. Washington's neighbors mourn his death.
That's a loss of someone's child, someone's nephew, someone's brother, so it was very sad and hurtful.
He was a young man that, was trying to do something with his life.
Police arrested 19-year-old Jameer Taylor and charged him with first-degree murder. They've issued an arrest warrant for 19-year-old Jeremiah Poe, who is also wanted for murder. Police say Poe should be considered armed and dangerous. People who live in the area say they know the suspects, but did not want to talk about them on camera because they fear for their safety. Not only is the community dealing with this horrible tragedy, but parents are concerned for the safety of their children in this neighborhood. Nicole Travis says gunshots are heard all the time.
So you don't really know exactly where it's coming from a lot of times, or someone, really got hurt, or if they were just doing it for fun.
You can't allow your children to come out and play at a park that's so near to your home, because of the situation that's going on. It's just hard.
Friends and neighbors say Washington will always be in their hearts, and Christina has a message for him.
I love you, Eric, and I miss you. And justice will be served for you.
Sanne Rodriguez, Carolina News. The most dangerous thing about Ed Curry isn't his gun, it's his peppers.
Yeah, right there on the wall. Did you see it? Isn't that cool?
Curry is the brains behind the Pucker Butt Pepper Company in downtown Fort Mill. According to Guinness World Records, he's created the hottest pepper in the entire world, the Carolina Reaper. But Curry says it was all an accident.
And it just turned out that the peppers I was making were just super, super hot, you know. The first time I ate one, it made me drop to my knees. My head was spinning. I was like, wow, this is cool.
Now he's created an even hotter pepper, but it's not quite ready to hit the shelves just yet. But people often don't realize how harmful these peppers can actually be.
These are weapons-grade peppers. They're hotter than most police pepper spray.
And precautions must be taken when he's working with the peppers.
We have an eye washing station, we have goggles, we have respirators, we use blue nitrile gloves.
Curry's mad scientist nickname seems to hold true.
If you look in my hands, you see how I don't really have any fingerprints. They've all worn off. That's from touching those peppers.
And he's in high demand.
Since that Guinness announcement, our online sales are crazy.
Customer Karen Kilburn says she comes into his store at least once a month for the spicy jelly she puts on her biscuits.
I'm stocking up. I don't want to run out again.
When asked if she would try the new pepper, she said she would stick to her jelly.
I like things hot. I'm not a fan of pain.
But where do these peppers come from? It turns out Curry grows them all over York County. Danielle Latham works at one of these farms. She says it takes a lot of patience to grow super hot peppers.
A lot of people will buy the Reaper seeds and they get frustrated because they'll call us after 2 weeks and say it didn't germinate. But the super hot pepper takes a little longer.
These little plants seem harmless, but in just 6 short months, they will be the hottest peppers in the entire world. Right now, they're just babies hanging out here until they will be planted outside in the grass.
It's going to go into a mash that we use for sauces.
Of course, I had to try one of those famous sauces. That one's really good. It's spicy. It's really spicy. And the reason behind all the madness? Staying alive.
Hot peppers can hold one of the keys to curing heart disease or cancer or preventing it. I found out I was going to die of heart disease or cancer, that runs in my family, so I started researching how not to die so I could keep on partying.
And now he's got another hobby, sharing pain in the form of peppers. And people keep coming back for more. For Carolina News, Sanne Rodriguez.